Hello everyone, it's Serpent, and welcome back. Whoops, wrong button. And welcome back to another episode in Serpent Land. Okay, fine. Okay. In the last episode, we built, among other things, quite an ugly room. It's up there. I won't speak of it. I'm going to be tearing that down because it's disgusting. We also made squelches, which is quite a lot more successful. Anyway, from the hole over here, you might be able to guess what we're building in this episode. Also from the past tutorials on this channel, but I will get to that in a little bit because there are a couple things that I want to show you. For one thing, up here is something I was working on in between episodes. I think it looks quite good. A lot of chisel and bits and rounding and detail in this. Pretty proud of this. Some nice pillars here. I thought of that, and I think it looks quite good there. And then also a couple ones that haven't quite met up in the middle. So that's just the fish farm place. It was looking quite disheveled, so I decided to do something about that. So one other thing, one other thing, since we're over here, the chicken farm. One of you suggested in one of the episodes that I put vines down there. I'd been trying to use ladders instead of vines, and it's these things are so annoying. I'd been trying to use ladders instead, and that wasn't turning out so well because it's not easy to get a ladder in there when there are already chickens in. So the vine was a very helpful comment. Thank you very much. So that's working well. We've got over the mob cramming cap in that area. Let's turn that back up a little, and mostly I think that's everything. I say that dubiously because I think I spent a little bit longer talking about stuff earlier. This is the second time I've been recording, or I've tried to record. I lost about 6 or 7 minutes of footage because OBS stopped working, and that's unfortunate, but it's no big deal. I hadn't really done much of anything yet. One other thing I want to show you though before we get into the building of the not so mysterious project. Not that redstone shulker box. This redstone shulker box. Okay, so if we place a sticky piston there, and a slime block there, and a normal block there, you can see that it does indeed do that. I'm sure most of you already knew that. But what some of you, or most of you probably didn't know, is that if I place some chiseled bits right there and do that, it doesn't do anything. It stays. So I guess that might seem a little bit obvious with the little bit that I just did the small amount of object. But if I do this, no, that didn't work. Okay, not that either. If I break down here and then do this like that, it makes the block there. But if I chisel a bit out there, it still doesn't move it, which is really nice. That means if you're following, that I can, instead of using immovable objects such as ugly things like furnaces, for the shaft of the elevator, I can use normal blocks, just chiseled. So that's quite nice. Also, I've moved my beacon back here, but that's not really too much of a thing. Oh yeah, the last thing that I wanted to talk about was that this video is a day late. I just took a day off. Nothing's too wrong. Don't worry. Yeah. So on to the elevator itself. Now, it's going to be quite a tight fit. I've already dug the shaft for it. As you can see, this is the center of the hole, and it's going to be quite a tight fit at this level. In fact, this right here should be an obsidian block in the tutorial, but since I'm so low down, it's actually bedrock. And I think I got quite lucky with the placement of the bedrock around here, because this is a nice little pit allowing me to actually fit it in. So, a little bit more about what the elevator is going to do, I suppose, because I'm not really sure how many of you have seen the tutorial. It's a realistic elevator, so the floor moves up with you instead of you being pushed up weirdly. And it's going to be multiple floors. I'm going to have one floor down here, one floor about there-ish, one floor about there-ish, and a little hut up at the top with the top floor in it. And then, over here again, it's going to, so it's going to have doors, automatic doors, that will open when the elevator is in the floor you're standing at, or the floor it's at, and closed otherwise. And then you'll also be able to pull a lever, and the elevator will come to the floor you're at. So that's pretty cool. Also, we're going to be demolishing this because it's directly next to where I want to build this. And really, I don't think there's a whole lot else. So I'm going to start building the thing. I have made the bottom floor. It's got the little redstone line down to the update maker. And, uh-oh, I'm trapped. Help, help. Okay. So, yeah, it's got that. And then these are removable, since they're chiseling bit stuff. And if I pushed this button, I'm not going to, but if I did, at this point, it would sail up to about there and then stop because it's stuck on the blocks. I did actually have to move it forward a block, so the shaft we dug is a little bit off. So I'm going to have to dig a bit more, but don't worry, this digging wasn't wasted because we have to put the chiseled stuff there anyway. So those blocks needed to be empty in any case. So I suppose the next thing, as my tutorial said, is to find your next floor. So I'm going to decide where I want the next floor to be located. So I've decided upon that spot right there, and let's see if I can actually get there. Yeah, okay, that wasn't as hard as I thought. Alright, now I believe the thing is about there. So about here-ish should be the platform. I shall build it then. Alright, so down there is the elevator, and I've placed this block here. I've also dug the shaft. So hopefully if we push the button, it will do what we want it to. It didn't. Why? Oh, I imagine there's some blocks stuck to it over here. Sorry about that, someone just walked by. I imagine there's some blocks stuck to it somewhere. So where are these blocks? I don't see any. Did I put something on top or what? No, looks good there. Hold on. Oh. Well, that would do it, wouldn't it? Okay. Let's put this one back in the right place this time. Okay. So, now it will let me get up. Help. Trapped. Okay. Okay. Now. Yeah. Looking good. And it will hopefully just stop right here. Yeah. Good stuff. So, now we need to build the second station, and this one's going to take a little bit longer because unlike the first one, it's a middle station, which means you have to go up and down from it, which is a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to have to do that. So I have these two buttons wired up so that if you push either of them, the the piston right there retracts its block, which means that the contraption will be able to move when that happens, which is important because when you press the button, you want the thing to move, and when it's not pressed, you don't want it to move. So that's what that piston does. So now what I need to do is I need to wire up the update giver to both of these observers. Alrighty, we have the circuit that will send the elevator back down, I think. So, yeah, good. It's not a totally no, it is a totally finished circuit. Never mind. Yeah, so now we can jump between these two places with the greatest ease. So that's nice, and now we need to add the circuit that will make it go up. But first, this button basically just pulls back this block so that the thing can move if it receives an update, and then it just gives an update to the observer through the dropper right there. Not too complicated. There's a little bit more to it, but I haven't gotten to the part where I explain that yet, so I won't. But anyway, now we need to make, I think, the up button. So I've now got this button hooked up as well. Basically, it just does the same thing. It retracts that piston so it can move so that the elevator can move if it receives updates, and then it heads down and powers this repeater, which triggers the dropper, which gives an update to the observer, or it goes down here and powers this observer, or dropper, not observer. Yeah, so I'm hoping there won't be any bud powering issues there. If there is, we'll figure it out. This is because this is a little bit different from my tutorial. I think that's safe to break, yeah. Okay. It's a little bit different from my tutorial because in my tutorial I used pistons to update the observer, and I later realized you could use droppers, so I'm going to try and use them. But it is a little bit different from the tutorial, so we'll see how it goes. Next, though, I think we have finished this station, so we need to move up to the next one, and that means deciding where it should go as well. That was a good shot. Good flight there. Anyway, I'm going to try and figure that out. I think the platform for the next one should go right about there. Good distance up, but not too close to the top platform. So right about there should be good. I still need to get there. And once we do, we can basically do the same thing as we just did on that one, so I won't be covering it in as much detail. Yeah, nothing too fancy about it. Nothing more to cover. Okay. I have dug out the shaft, as you can see. Well, not totally, just up to the next platform. So, well, I haven't put in a stopping block because I couldn't get up there. Apparently I just pushed the down button. Hey, wait a minute. I didn't push the down button. Oops. Well, yeah, that didn't go so well, did it? I didn't push the down button right there. Not that I'm aware of. So, apparently there is a little bit of a fault in the wiring. Let's go see if we can try and fix it. Alright, so I pushed the up button and it went down. That means it's triggering the wrong observer. Therefore, that means it's triggering this observer up here, because if it triggered the bottom one, it would not be going up. It would go up, which is the one it should have triggered. So apparently, it's triggering the one up here. Let me add it, which means it's triggering this one first, which it shouldn't be doing. So let's do that. I guess that would make sense since in the original contraption there's there's a piston there in the original, and pistons take 1.5 ticks to extend. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, goes down. Okay, I'll try adding another tick of delay, because I'm pretty sure that's the problem. And let's try not to fall off this time. Okay, so another tick of delay on the repeater, which we aren't at yet. This one, no, this one. Okay, so hopefully that'll do it. Yeah, help! This place is so difficult to wander around in. Yeah. I think there. Okay, got it. So when we hit this button, ideally it'll go up, and then we need to place a block up there to stop us going up further. No. Huh. So, what does that mean? Since it's still this is not very straightforward. Apparently it's triggering the wrong observer. Yeah, it's triggering this dropper first. But why would that be? Maybe it's not getting to the other dropper. I guess that would make sense. So apparently this observer right here isn't receiving the update. If I'm correct, which wouldn't be so it wouldn't be so good. Let me add it. Okay. So I wonder why that would be. Is it facing the wrong direction? I don't think so. No. No, it's not. So what if I break the repeater altogether? This one over here. And then maybe this one too, or not that one. That one's unnecessary in the equation. So let's try that. Yeah. Okay. So now we need to place the block, and I don't know where to place it. Not there. Ow! 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 Help! I think I just broke something important. That's annoying. Yeah, I just broke an observer. Okay. Maybe that wasn't the brightest of ideas. Okay. I think I'm going to try and figure this whole issue out off camera. Well, I found the issue. It was a bud powering issue with the dropper down here, and it caused the contraption to trigger. It caused this dropper to trigger on the falling edge instead of the rising edge, which is a little bit odd. I'm not sure what caused that. Well, I guess bud powering, but the issue's fixed now. I've fixed that, and it works. It does work. But I haven't built the station up there yet, so I can't really show you too well. So I need to make that now. Alright, I think I've finished the second platform. I did actually have quite a lot more trouble with the whole fixing of the up button, but that's all fixed now, I think. Famous last words. Okay. So now it's just the top station, and the top station is almost as easy as the bottom station, because like the bottom station, it doesn't actually require anything special about it. Whoops, did that wrong. Doesn't require any special go up and down features. So it's pretty easy. Where should I be mining? Okay. Yeah. Not a whole lot to say about it, but I'm just going to finish off that then. Right. So I have the shaft dug out. It's finally completely done. And if we head on up there, you can see that this time I've actually placed the block in before doing this. Also, I still don't want to be crushed by it. Okay, so I've decided that this is where the floor is going to be. I can terraform around it pretty well, and that I see you right there. Anyway, okay, sorry. So yeah, this is going to be where the floor is, and then I'll build a hut around it and terraform it into the mountain a little bit. Alright, that's the elevator done. Well, not quite, actually. We still need to add the call to floor function. But that's pretty much the elevator done. Yeah. The top floor here is finished. Pretty easy. Nothing too fancy about it, which is nice. Hold on. Yay! Now it doesn't poke up above the surface as much. Anyway, yeah, so that's really about it for the elevator. I mean, there is a bit more, the call to floor thing, but not too much there. So I suppose I shall get started. Right, so I think the call to floor mechanism for the for when it's above you works now. So let's go down here and try that out. Ooh, I'm about to die. Also, I need a lever to trigger it. Okay. Well, there's a lever on the bottom floor. That much I know. Aha. So. Aha. Looks like it's coming. Okay, I'm going to wait for it. And then when it gets here, which it's about to, looks like there won't be a need for a cut after all. Good, though. It's passing through all the floors. That's what we want. There shouldn't be any problems with this one, with this mechanism, because I didn't edit it. Boom. Yeah. Great. Frankly, that's really the only one we need, because we can jump down if it's below us, but I'll build the other one anyway. However, let's see. Yeah, okay. I'll admit it. I'm out of time. Sigh. I thought I'd be able to finish this all, but it was quite a lot more work than I was expecting, considering it all fit into a 15-minute tutorial. Yeah. But there was a lot of digging and problem solving and all that stuff. So apparently it did take quite a long time. Anyway, though, we do have a nice way of getting up and down at this point. And once again, we do pretty much have the only needed functional call to floor bit, because we can just jump down. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.